Morning, folks. It's 4:16 a.m. on the 26th day, 6th month, 2023. Right, you guys have some rough week ahead coming through this corridor here, and then on through Queensland. About 5 days after this, you guys get your Coppingtons as well, and there's going to be some heavy action along this corridor here. It's going to come hot, heavy, and quick. And what's coming today through here is going to be quick. You're looking at about 48 hours. You're gonna cop about 8 to 10 centimeters of water along this corridor, and some are even going to be higher. So you'll be watching your travels over the next few days if you have any plans to go up towards this part of the country from anywhere. These north-south roads are going to be perilous during these times, and they're hitting an area that's had a lot of problems in the past. So I'm going to go right to the totals. This is your 3 days. Everybody says 3 days. You're getting it. Right, that corridor right around Fitzroy Crossing. None of them have it exactly on a pinpoint dot of getting the huge totals. That's some of what I was seeing on Icon, which you have to go diving for this one. He has a dead zero on you. And you got to remember, these rivers run this way. So if it totals here, it's total in there. Right, and that's a lot coming on 3 days. Right, all through this swath in here. And it's all being directed. It's all being radar done. You can even see the pulse line now coming down to pin it. Right, you've got a dividing line through here that creates a flow line. And eventually this is going to come up and pin this into this point here. So I'm waiting for the beam to come and hem this chem now and move it in this direction here. And then that'll pinpoint in and bring that over. Then they'll hit a blast, and it'll bring the rest of that moisture up over the top, and it's going to allow this flow to come in toward Queensland. You got a heavy line of radar along this coast. It's preventing any flow from coming inland. And of course, this big, dirty, nasty chemtrail line going across. Look at the EMF spreading it out right here. Look. Look. You know, this is direct weather manipulation. It's not a morning glory cloud. You could see the bombs fueling it. Boom, boom, boom here. Boom, boom, boom there on the backside. Boom, 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 boom. You know, we would think that would just be just a waveform going out, but it's being fueled by not just electromagnetics, but by chem bombs adding chemical catalysts like you see in the ass end right here. Clear as day. Zzzt. You're frying in, you're getting sprayed like bugs in the zapper. See it? It's not just EMF. Now you have chemical catalyst being blown off in the sky here. Back 10 minutes. See, boom. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm not going to get loud or anything. So it's like 4 a.m. here. Yeah, you guys have been on my mind, so I slept a bit early last night. I didn't intend to sleep so late. I was going to give you a forecast, but I must have been tired. Hervey Bay, man, you guys, wow, that's a hell of a line of chem over the top of you guys. See that new one? Deployment, and that was like 50 minutes ago, 5-0. Chemtrails out to sea. Lots of them. Setting you up, man, just setting you up for the big storm. So let me go through now what is expected to be seen. Lots of choices here, but what I go by is I look. Where's the chem? Where are they hemming it? Does it make sense? Right? Does this forecast match what my eyeballs are seeing? Right? And so I took about 4 of these screens and I've averaged in my head what I think is going to go on to nail these some of these totals down for you guys. So I'll go to here first as to kind of give you an indication that this is going to be an electrical event, and that's about 12 hours or so from now. Right, so here comes the tendril, comes ashore, and it's packing a wall. I mentioned the wind line in front of it shouldn't be too fierce, and not too bad. That's important. Temperature differences is also going to be important. Where are they blending it? Oh, yeah, right through here. There's your line of volatility right there. Where they move those little pockets of cold in, these convections here. You're ripe over here. You're ripe along that line right through here. So they're going to walk it through this area here when it's done over here. Just by looking at those temperatures, I can see this. It's just basic storm dynamics. Right, I'll get to you, New Zealand. You're not out of the woods either. So sit back. Try not to swear too much. And I'll try not to do the same. I'll try not to do the same. Coffee. Now, when I get up this early, I don't have coffee. In case I try to fall back asleep. Ooh, it goes ball go deep. Yes, this is a very long, sustained, a bad time for these neighborhoods along here. Let's turn in. That's not good at all for you guys. How many hours of this you get? Fucking hell, that's heavy. And you're talking over 2 centimeters every 3 hours, right? Yeah, you guys are going to pack about 8 centimeters in over the next 24 hours right around here. All along this creek floods down that way. Tides ain't going to be able to go out the same. Well, they'll go out very much rushing, but man, where are they going to be able to go, this water, when the tides are coming in? Will be another question. Yeah, that's what I mean. Scratch that, reverse it. Oh my, what a time. Let me see if we're running. We got this, if we got it running. I didn't quite catch that comment. Hess Bluff, Alice Springs. You do have a lot of radar control in the flow as well that I took into account when I'm going to decide where your totals are going to go on, right? You got Giles design, but it's created like, you see that it's only half on, it's not a full circle. It's a sliding line, right? This will force a lot of that out and around and force some of that up like a wedge in toward that. Force that toward that. In a V. They got to do that gently. If they shark that too fast into that, you'll get tornadoes along that line. As it is now, I'm expecting some very, very torrential rain. It's going to look like you're on a tropical island when a storm comes ashore. Kind of rains. A big flare up over down there. But your radars are pretty much effectively turned off. Right? You turn down here. Okay? Right where the action is. Are they showing a bunch of clouds? No. They're not. But when I look over there, do I see a bunch of clouds? Well, let's go ahead and get Broom up here, do it accurately. Somewhere around here. I see lots of clouds. Lots of clouds over Broom. But yet they don't show you Squantal over here. No, I don't want it like that. If they National Loopy, no, I don't want any of that. If you want to know where your radar locations are, by the way, you can go here. Like New South Wales, click these things here that I just did, and they'll give you, each one of these will show you the coordinates of where you can go find the radars themselves. What type radar is there? What official excuse is given of what they do? What anomalous propagation is easily defined? Anomalous. They're glitches that cause clouds. As somebody asked me where I find these. You just go to the National, and right up here at the top, you get National Loop, boom, you end up with this one. Okay? It's just your pure old morons, and look at all the cam-bams underneath them, oh my. Yeah, and you just click them. You'll end up with the radars and other information and ways of telling what is going on. And so I use that to determine a lot. I can look and see that the radars are actually glitching. What direction are they pointing in? What type flows are they going to create? Right, because that's important. And when I see the edges of the storms, I can see the fuel. The feedings of the for the EMF, the stripping of the EMF helps to strip electrons from various metals and things in the atmosphere. And well, ions is everything. Ions and flows, hot and cold, compressive, decompressive, etheric factors. Oh, would you look at those chemtrails going across Marble Bar, Port Hedland, Rayburn, chemical burn. Ooh, look at the chemtrails. And these are chemtrails. It's leaving a trail of cloud in the sky. See the dot and all these in the microwave mix here? Yeah, that's not just microwave popcorn they're brewing up there. This is cloud creation, known as geoengineering, not cloud seeding. Cloud seeding takes an existing cloud and changes its dynamics. So it can either make things rain or make it go away. Go away. But if they have the cloud seeding ability to make clouds go away, how come I'm predicting a storm that many days in advance for you guys through here? How come I know about these terrible totals? They shouldn't be there. If cloud seeding can be used to mitigate harm, it's never been used that way. Not that I see. Just spreading out of the wetness. Boy, is that a big shocking line. New South Wales going to get a bit of a batch there for your gardens. Isn't that going to be nice? And you're going to get way too much here on the fives. Watch this. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could take you over to here. We could just zoom it right across. The fuckery, Tennis Creek. There goes your trade corridor. I'm telling you, man, they've just wiped your roads out. North, south, east, and west, going up into the corner to some of the main ports of Australia to Indonesia. Not good at all. Ooh, a second sock, and they swelled the streams now. They're killing the trees. What a fucking shame. And I'm telling you this in advance. You know, how many times this year, or last year, have I told you well over a week in advance of these disasters? And yet they say that they couldn't tell it was coming. It's climate chaos. No, it's a weather plan. It's geoengineering. Engineering takes architects, takes knowledge. Somebody had to program a computer or something. As we get in toward the weekend here, it's bad times. If you're camping out in the outback up here, you might want to reconsider your plans of where you're camping. Get yourself up off the ground, because soon underneath you a river could run through it. And these are going to be very, very heavy storms. And when east meets west over here, those two fronts clap heads. It's not going to be good for the shoreline here. It's going to be highly electrical. I am expecting tornadic conditions. Find a way to cover your gardens up. Make sure your pets ain't sitting outside. And during this terribleness, open up your pasture land so animals can go freely where they need to, where they feel their ease is eased. Oh, man. This is alarming. Now expect these totals to rise along this line here. As probably about 3 days from now, we'll really see what's going to hit this area here, including the Northern Rivers area. I'm watching for you. They say you got no totals at all on the 5, and that's pretty accurate. But then, however, the clobbering's coming. Some of these totals that I've been seeing now starting to show up over in the center of Queensland are devastating. For the cattle industry, for the miners that have equipment down in holes, deep holes they dig. And you need to know about stuff. There's a road along here. It's been proposed to want a new smartening. In other words, new ways of monitoring. Did you go a half a click over the speed limit? Boom, you're done. Oh, how can our roads be used by robots to drive you from place to place if you're a good enough boy and you're allowed to leave your district? Well, those comparisons might seem very accurate 15 years from now, 20 years from now, when I'm long gone from this planet. It saddens me to see that the agenda barons could take your land and say it was an act of God, when I clearly see man playing God. And the totals starting to appear now for the Agnes Water area in the far north are getting along the 20 centimeters that I'm expecting for them, up to 25 in the next 14 days. Yeah, I just said that. You guys got to get ready for this. This is, you got 5 days to prepare your ark, actually about 4. And it's right along these roads, very, very heavily hit. It's almost like it takes a bend to go that way when the road takes a turn. Heavier batches on the crossroads. Tennant Creek again. Fitzroy Crossing again. And they say, nah, Fitzroy Crossing, you're getting more. And they're saying, Fitzroy Crossing, you're getting more. Because it all runs to you. All these rivers run to you. I'm very, very worried about you because you're one of the biggest areas out there where people, what do you call it, your trading outposts. It's iconic. Some of these stores and inns out there are very traditional. They're iconic. People go, yeah, hey, there's the bridge. And they're like, where's the new bridge going to go? Oh, here's the plan. We've had it for years. We've got the aggregate and everything, all the rocks, everything's all ready. Well, who placed that order in advance? I heard that after the last big event out there. Well, you have another big event coming, and the desert is flat, and the water's going to run, and you will be in great danger if you're caught out here. And how do we get a warning to the people that are off grid? This is another troubling thing to me. We gonna send them smoke signals? No, we're not. We're gonna find a way to get a message to people. Say, hey, whoever says you're fucked, you're fucked, you're fucked. And just deal with it. Yes, New Zealand, you're not being left out of the geoengineers, but I think you've had quite a bit of attention as winter begins to come to the islands, and you do got some heavy snows that are going to be propping up through your transport alleys. Okay, so most of your safe ways around is going to be up through here. However, with earthquakes, flooding, and imminent disasters, this is not always the safest route. Hey, where do they want the new road here? Exactly. It's always wanting a new something. It's always proposed. They want a bridge. If that ain't happening through here. That's going to look really pretty when it gets all this snow on it. I'm looking forward to what the cameras look like. And not much to see there, huh? Yeah, a bit whited out. Isn't that beautiful? It's going to be much prettier when you get all the snows on top. Ain't that nice? Well, you could almost film Mars landing up there. It's red enough. Where's Kubrick when you need him? Oh, we got Spielberg to spiel it out now. Right, let's continue along the what's going to happen. Okay, so now we're going to be directing our attention this direction here. And I'll start including New Zealand a little more in my picture. I'll get you up to speed, New Zealand. Here's what's happening. More wet. It's coming in east and west, coming in east and west. Dividing lines. I'm expecting a beam to shoot out that direction here a little later this afternoon to cause a division in the flow. I haven't loaded Mimic yet this morning. Don't think I'm gonna. Now, all this is going to come your way eventually. It looks like they're taking it up the northern route, which means when they do push it out, they tend to take it down coast. Yeah, they don't want to waste that cab. Give it a good bath along the Bruce there for around Brizzy before it's all said and done. Now, how are they holding off all the storm from here? It takes a beam. It does to split the flow. It takes a beam down, beams across. So I'll be expecting Gympie, Brisbane, to be full on. Maury's going to have to go quiet for this to come over the top of it. And I will expect Gympie to own the show up here as far as causing the flows to separate down while Brisbane does the little touches. They got to keep this a heated flow to do this. Otherwise, you guys get a bath. It's nonsensical, wasn't it, for that to not just go offshore? Right, so we'll be looking for the geo moves on that. Right, and the witnesses continue. For today, for New Zealand, can expect a soggy bottoms over there to Richmond Ranges and Blenheim's frying station. Napier gets a big batch coming through here in a few hours. Right, and it looks like some of it's going to dissipate and then some of it's not, and a big cloud comes over. And boy, did you guys get kept on. You're just more interested in the totals. This is total confusion weather. And once the snow starts up here, the volatility over here increases, and your earthquake risk is going to rise because the land is going to contract a bit as it gets colder. And the difference between the magma chambers underneath the island and the cold land on the top are going to become quite evident. Yeah, so to see stuff's in the fives is not going to surprise me coming through Friday and Thursday. Whammo. Yeah, especially coming through Friday night when that storm front hits. Cucks the island a bit. You get a bit cucked. This is far along as I'm going to take you. Yeah, ouch. That's nice to see. Yeah, not so nice to see. Oh, it's getting a little bit saggier. Oh, my toast is getting wet. Yay. They've totally left you out of any rain at all, Hastings. And I see it's raining there, so they must be lying. Lying. It's par for the course. Par for the course. They have a guessing game. Yeah. Well, I ain't guessing, man. I'm saying you're fucked. And yes, some of the totals I'm seeing over here are in that range as I was expecting. Oh, that's feet. It's feet. 38 centimeters in inches. It's 14. Let's call that 15 inches there. 15 inches of rain. Oh my God, that's over a foot. It's getting it up the old wazoo. So in its fail, watch out. Hey, Mary's weenie over there is gonna be dripping it out there. The fishery falls. Well, you might be fishing for near. It's gonna definitely be running. Falls. The falls will be falling and cans will be wet, 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 all the way up Port Douglas to watch, watch, Sounds like you're shivering. Ravenswood. Hey, nothing for you because, well, your creeks are going to get all swollen and do the job for us. We don't need to make it rain there. Charter Towers, it's headed your way. And boy, you get some thick tendrils here and there. Oh my God. Wow, huh? Yeah, this is dramatic. Expect these totals to rise over the next 24 hours. I told you this isn't it. No, it is not it. These hadn't clapped hands yet. You just wait. You are in for quite an event up there in the tropics of Australia. So you guys keep yourself safe, please. All right. Big love. Peace.